estate in post play, right in here. Now, sure, I would love to get this shot right here in post play. But guys, what good team is going to give you that shot more than maybe once a game? Maybe once a game. Just the good teams aren't going to give it to you. But you can get that real estate. It's amazing how often you can get it if you will just look. Now, the move we use is what we call a leg whip, and we'll get to that later. But the shot we use when we get right here is what we call a jump hook. Now, most of you probably learned a jump hook before, but I emphasize it probably more than anybody you know. Because if you can get right here and you can shoot a jump hook, you are going to score over 75%, over 70% of the time. We charted it one year, about 4 or 5 years ago. And when our post players got to right here, we scored over 70% of the time. We either made the shot or we went to the free throw line and scored. Either one's just as good. Now, why the jump hook is so good is it doesn't matter if he's bigger than me, longer arms. The jump hook is great because I have what we call ball, body, man protection. He can't block it if I know how to shoot it because the ball is protected by my body. Now, if I try to shoot a turnaround jumper and I square up on him, well, yeah, he can block that. But the jump hook is the unstoppable shot in post play if you practice it. The thing is, it doesn't take that much practice either. It's not that hard. Now, here's how we shoot the jump hook. Here's the technique, and we're about to go work on it. All right, the technique is this. First of all, you want to pivot so that you are perpendicular to the rim. Does that make sense? How my feet are perpendicular? Of course, this being parallel to the rim, perpendicular. Now, you've always got the ball chin. You don't want to operate with it here. Because if you're playing somebody like North Crowley and you've got the ball right here, you've got all those quick athletes, they're going to knock it out of your hands. You've got to have a chin. Okay, now here's the technique. It's what we call go straight up the elevator. Straight up the elevator with the ball, and then follow through. Many kids try to do this. They try to shoot a hook shot. And it really shouldn't be called jump hook. Because hook shot indicates this. And it's don't do that. That's not the move. Straight up the elevator and follow through. That's all there is to it. Straight up the elevator and follow through. It's a great, great shot because the ball is protected. Now here's how we practice. You stand with your back to the basket. In the beginning, no drill. Stand with your back to the basket, chin the ball, and just simply pivot to perpendicular. Pivot, jump hook. Alright, then I'll do it with my left hand. Pivot, jump hook. Good. Over and over and over. If I miss, I'll do it again. Pivot, jump hook. Left hand, right hand. You can do it from right here. You can do it from here, wherever. I want both feet in the paint so that when you pivot, both feet are still in the paint and you're perpendicular. Does that make sense? Now, I'm going to teach you with moves how to get there. I'm going to teach you how to get there so that you're close to the rim. Good shots, 5 minutes a day, what you just did, will make a huge difference in your game. Okay, now, let's put all three together. Here's what I want you to do. You see this marker right here? Now, your side goal is just imagine where the marker is. But I want you to straddle this marker. I want you to do a spin back. I want you to chin it. Then step to the middle of the floor, in close. Not up there, to the middle of the floor. Step in close. Power dribble. Chin it. Now look, I'm perpendicular. Jump hook. So, look like this. Jump hook. Now come over to this side and shoot it left-handed. Put all three fundamentals together. The chin, the power dribble, and the jump hook. Alright, let's go. Let's build that foundation. We can start building our post game. Now, if you would, move over just a little bit, power a little more. Alright, now, listen, I want my post players to be smart, understand the game. To understand why they made this move or that move. Okay. Now, before you can understand that, you have to know how many ways can post in your guard. Can anyone answer that question? How many ways can you be guarded on this play? 4 or close? 5. Okay, here they are. What's this called? Front. Yeah, and you know, they can front you like this or like this, but front. Okay. Now, there are really no moves required when you're fronting. You just have to have the technique of asking for a lob, and once you catch the lob, it's a layup. So we don't deal with fronts in this camp. That's just a technique thing you have to practice a little bit. But, okay, so that's one way you can be guarded, fronting. What's the second one? Half front on which side?
Left or right?
Top or bottom. Okay, that's true. What we say is top or bottom. Okay. Some coaches call it half front. Some coaches call it 3/4. I just say top side. I short it say top side. Okay. But this is what I mean by top side. Now, post me up. Now let's make this real clear though. Top side when you catch the ball. If you would, Kyle, bounce to the bottom hand by 3. If the defender is playing topside, he's still here when you catch the ball. Now the reason I say that is a lot of coaches teach it, go back to Kyle, a lot of coaches teach this, but when the ball is in flight, they expect their man to be here. That's real common, very, very common. So am I really topside? No, that's just, that was a decoy. So, the second way you can be guarded is topside when you catch the ball. And here's why he'll wind up on the top side. 9 times out of 10, if he's here when you catch it, it's because he lunged and you did a good job holding off. So hold me off right here. Alright? Lunge, you go. Now I'm still topside. Okay, so that's the second way. Alright, good? Now what's the third way, obviously? Bottom side. Some people call it bottom 3/4 or whatever. I call it bottom side. Again, if I'm still here when you catch the ball. And it's always because I lunge a little bit, you help me off. Right? Bounce it to that hand. All right, there we go. There's bottom side. Okay, there's 3 ways. Front, top side, bottom side. What's the 4th and 5th way you can be guarded?
Behind.
Okay? All y'all move right over here except for you. Move right over here. You sit there. All right, there's 2 ways you can guard it from behind. And this is just a phrase I made up years ago. All right, post up, please. All right. You can be guarded what we call straight behind and strong. Straight behind and strong means the defender, see my upper body, is going to be on your upper body. Do you see any space here? That's what we call strong. Okay? Now, if you're played this way, there's one move you need and only one move you can. And I'll teach you, you cannot stop it. Okay, so that's the 4th one. What would obviously be the 5th one?
Play all that.
Straight behind and what we call soft. Now that's a little bit of a misnomer because it doesn't mean they're soft and it's going to be easy to score. Now, in your career, 80 to 85% of the time you catch the ball, that's where the defender is going to be. Straight behind and soft. In the NBA, it's probably 90 or 100% of the time. That's where they are. Straight behind and soft. Now, when I say soft, here's what I mean. Go ahead and post up. You see this space right here? There's space between me and the defender. And normally they'll put an arm bar in the back. Sometimes they'll put a hand, but normally they'll put an arm bar. Okay? Now why do you think the defender's doing this? Why do you think he wants this space? Huh? Yeah, it gives him, once he catches the ball, it gives me a little time to react, and it gives me space to step and jump. Does that make sense? So, but understand this, 85% of your career, this is where the defender is going to be. Now, he may start off right here, and when that ball is in flight, he's going to move around and get here. Okay. Now, I'm going to teach you 7 post moves. 4 of them are how you score when they're straight behind and soft. Why would I give you 4 for that? That's where they're going to be 85% of the time. Now, I'm not going to expect you to master all of them, but I'm going to give you 4 options, okay? Now, before we go any further, you have to understand that. There's 5 ways a defender can guard you. Now, I'm going to teach you how to score according to how the defender's guarding you. Now, when Tim Duncan catches the ball, go ahead. He doesn't all of a sudden say, oh, I think I'll try this move. He is reading this defender just like you and I read a magazine, read a book. He's reading it, and he's going to make a move according to how the defenders play. Y'all understand that? When Tim Duncan's running down the court, and Van Peter's waiting on him, he's not running, he's not predetermining either. He's not coming down here going, I think I'll use a spin move this time on Van Peter. He's going to wait until he catches the ball, and he's going to read Van Peter. I'm going to teach you how to read. Okay? So you have to know the 5 ways you can guard it, and then you have to be able to read. Then it's just a matter of technique and having practiced your moves. Okay, we're going to start out with the most plain vanilla move.